Hi, my name is Becki Coombe and I am from the Learn To group, which is an organisation that I set up in 2007. As part of the Finding Your Future campaign, I'm partnering with the DFN Foundation and NSCF to tell you about what I do for a living, as well as share some motivational tips and advice on staying on your pathway to employment. So my job title is Director of the Learn To group. I chose the name Director because other people could have chosen Chief Executive, Founder. It's completely up to them. What it basically means that I am in charge. I am responsible for everything that goes right and everything that also goes wrong. The Learn To group is split up into lots of different sections and we've got different colours so that I know what I'm doing. I like to have the variation in my organisation. I really enjoy that I've created them, and also if I want to change direction with any of them, it is completely within my power to do so. So how did I get into my job? Good question. Well, first of all, I was working within schools as a secondary PE teacher, and I actually got asked to teach some of the young people in my classes a qualification that I didn't think was actually right for them. So I got on my high horse and I said, I'm going to make a difference, I'm going to change things. And I decided to leave mainstream school teaching, and then I started to teach young people skills that I thought that they could use in life. At the same time, I thought, oh gosh, I need to do some other work to get some money in to pay for my house and things like that. So I thought, right, it'll be so easy to get lots of people in, get them taught first aid, and I'll have loads and loads of money. It's never quite as simple and straightforward as that, is it? But that's where the Learn To group started. I had the blue part of the Learn To group. I don't know if you remember that logo. You'll see it again in a moment. And at first, I thought there could be a good need for teaching theory driving tests. However, nobody really wants to pay for a driving theory test tutor. So actually, that never really kind of worked. But then I thought, talk to, I can keep with the same kind of logo and I could do careers advice. But again, nobody really pays one person to give careers advice to them. So then, as I've developed, well, I'll tell you in a minute what we did there. We've got the purple section too, and there I decided to set up an educational charity. I felt that young people that I was working with that didn't really particularly get on with school needed to have a place that they could come to. And usually the only places that are available for young people of school age to go to are either youth centres or youth offending places or behavioural units. But that's not really right. They needed a safe place to go to where they were still supported and it's still like a school. So I set up the LEC. And then a couple of years ago, I completed my whole little circle and I developed into mental health first aid training. So the Learn To group was fully complete and all of my little colour-coded parts worked. It just goes to show really that 12, 13, 14 years on, I'm still always growing, always developing the business and changing it if it's not actually working. The hardest parts of the business are probably always representing yourself wherever you go and always trying to get in more business. You need the business to be able to pay yourself and to be able to pay all the overheads. Things literally just like your electric bill, they all need to be paid. The picture on the left that you can see is me networking. I network at least once a week, sometimes much, much more, and I go to business meetings and I tell people what I do, what would be a really good introduction for me, and then I listen to what they need and I try to refer people to them too. So if everyone's got each other's backs, then hopefully we can all help each other in business. The picture on the right just goes to show that we're working all the time when we work for ourselves. So yes, there's me at my home and the pooch is getting involved too. So working pretty much 24/7 can be a little bit tricky sometimes. However, when things do get tough, I do try to make sure that I'm not physically working 24/7. I try to split up my time and balance my well-being. So you can see me there enjoying a game of rugby in a line out, and also you can see me there having a walk with the pooch as well. So I do try to balance what I actually get up to. I also try to remember about the people that I'm helping and the reasons why I set up the business. You can see there that it is fun what I do. I do enjoy what my business does. And sometimes also I need to take a step back and just recognise achievements. You can see there that I won an award. And sometimes we don't always stop and take a breath and actually have a look back and say, you know what, we're doing well here. I did a good job there. So when the tough gets going, I do try to have a little step back and to balance out my life. Before I started, I did have some training because I was teaching in mainstream schools, so I had my teaching qualifications. But as you can imagine, I run an education training organisation. I do like to learn as well. So as you can see, there's lots of things on that CV there, but what you might also notice is that the learning carries on to literally a couple of years ago. It was only a couple of years ago that I did my head teacher's qualification, and I'm still currently doing a level 6 in careers advice and guidance. I personally think it's very important to keep developing yourself and to keep learning. If you stop learning, then very often I think you stop looking and listening around you, and we need to adapt to the world that we're in. Have I made friends through work? Yeah, I have. You can see a picture of me on the left there at a networking meeting. So this is a serious meeting in a morning where we're all having breakfast and we're all asking each other to introduce each other to different business opportunities. And as you can see, I've got some big eyebrows stuck on me there. And somebody else who's networking is looking at me thinking, what is she doing? But we create an environment where we have developed friendships. I've been networking since 2007, since a month after I started my business. So I have developed some really good friends in my business. On the right hand side there, you can also see my teammates, my colleagues. And I've worked with Lou on the right hand side for over 4 years now. And we have crossed into that friendship stage as well. So yes, I have made friends through work, and possibly that is the thing that's actually surprised me the most, quite honestly. My first ever jobs are quite a little repertoire in terms of the names that they're given. So Juicy Lucy's, I was only there for 1 month, and that was in a sort of a food outfit within a shopping centre. I really didn't like that at all, so I went to work on a local fish stall in the fish market. I'm from Great Grimsby, which is famous for fish, so I thought, yes, I'll get back to my heritage. I was there for a year, a week and a day, and then I started working for McDonald's. McDonald's meant that I could work lots of different shifts, I could do lots of different hours, different roles, and actually get promoted as well. And when I went to university, I could actually go to the university McDonald's and start working there. So that was a really fantastic move. After about 5 years or so of working for McDonald's, I started working in a leisure centre. And it was nice because it meant it was different variation and different skills that I was using. So I worked from, I think it was the age of 14 pretty much. So advice for anybody who's wanting to start their own company. I would say go with the flow, go for it. There is no limits. If you want to take a shot, you get that plan together and you work out how you can do it. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to always pursue your hopes and dreams no matter what happens. If you have any questions for future videos, then please ask on Twitter, LinkedIn or Facebook using the hashtag FindingYourFuture and tagging the DFN Foundation. So, thank you very much for watching and the best of luck.